I want you to hear these words not as something far away, not as something reserved for someone else, not as a possibility of tomorrow, but as the living truth of this very moment. I want you to step into the reality that the words, "I am a multi-millionaire," are not a dream you are chasing, but the description of the person you already are. Let the words fall on you with the weight of certainty. Feel them as though they are not just being spoken, but being lived, breathed, and experienced right now. For wealth is not something you acquire, it is something you allow. It is not a distant achievement, it is a state of being, and as soon as you accept it as who you are, the world reshapes itself to mirror that acceptance. Close your eyes for a moment in your mind's eye, and imagine that you are holding the very evidence of your wealth. See the numbers written in your bank account, not as fantasy, but as fact. See yourself logging into the account and smiling, knowing there are millions that belong to you, not as a wish, but as a present reality. Feel the satisfaction in your chest, the calmness that comes from security, the excitement that comes from abundance, the freedom that arises when nothing is denied to you. Let your imagination drench you in this reality, for when you claim it inwardly, the outer world bows to your claim. You do not wait for millions to prove themselves to you. You prove yourself to millions by knowing you are their master, not their servant. You walk in this world not as someone asking for permission, but as someone declaring ownership. I am a multi-millionaire. Speak it inwardly, speak it with certainty, speak it until it becomes the only truth you can hear. Let the old stories dissolve, the stories of lack, the stories of limitation, the stories of doubt. They no longer have a seat in your mind. They fade like shadows when the light is turned on, and the light is the awareness that right now you already are what you once desired to be. Do not measure yourself by what the senses report. The senses deceive. They show you fragments, they show you delayed reflections of what you once believed. But the senses are not the master. You are the master. You do not ask the mirror to change before you smile. You smile first, and the mirror reflects. In the same way, you do not wait for the outer world to confirm your millions before you feel the wealth within you. You feel it first, you wear it first, you walk as it first, and then the mirror of life faithfully projects it back to you. Reality is your servant, and it can do nothing but conform to the self you insist upon being. Insist upon being wealthy, and wealth is your companion. Insist upon being abundant, and abundance surrounds you. Do you not realize that every thought, every image, every feeling is a seed? And what do seeds do but grow? If you plant seeds of lack, you harvest lack. If you plant seeds of worry, you reap worry. But if you plant the seed of wealth, if you nourish it with repetition, if you water it with faith, then inevitably it bursts through the soil of your life, spreading branches so wide that others will come to rest in its shade. Your inner declaration, "I am a multi-millionaire," is the seed. Say it not as an empty wish, but as the truth of your being, and life must align. Wealth is not outside of you. Wealth is you. Every dollar, every opportunity, every avenue of success is drawn to the one who knows himself as wealthy. When you declare, "I am a multi-millionaire," you are not just affirming money, you are affirming identity. You are embodying the version of yourself who does not struggle, who does not beg, who does not wonder if he is enough. You are embodying the self who walks into rooms and owns them, who speaks with authority because abundance flows through him, who acts not from desperation but from overflow. That is who you are. That is who you have always been. And the moment you accept it, the moment you dwell in it, you will see life rise to greet you as a reflection of that acceptance. Your imagination is the workshop of creation. There is no wealth that does not begin there. There is no empire that was not first constructed in the mind. The millions you claim are already alive in imagination, and because imagination is reality in its seed form, those millions are already yours. Every night as you close your eyes, Do not close them as someone hoping to be rich one day. Close them as one who is already rich. Feel yourself falling asleep with the knowing that you are financially free, that your accounts are full, that money flows to you in endless ways. Feel it so vividly that you can taste it. Let your heart beat with the rhythm of abundance. And when you wake, carry that feeling with you into the day. Move through the world as one who has already received, for the world cannot deny one who refuses to doubt. Do not underestimate the power of the unseen. The millions exist first in consciousness before they exist in the bank. The invisible comes before the visible, and if you honor the invisible, the visible will bow. If you persist in the unseen reality of wealth, if you insist that your inner knowing is more real than the outer report, then all the circumstances required to deliver your millions must gather themselves. People, opportunities, events, ideas, they will all be drawn to you because you magnetize them with your insistence. The outer world has no choice but to obey the command you give it by the state you occupy. And when your state is wealth, wealth must clothe itself in visible form. Think for a moment of the freedom you now have. No more fear of bills, no more hesitation when choosing what you desire, no more second guessing if life will take care of you. Feel the liberty of traveling where you want, giving generously when your heart moves you, investing boldly, living fully. See yourself in the finest spaces, not as an imposter, but as the rightful resident. Hear the conversations you have with others, where you inspire them, where you speak of ventures, ideas, and dreams without concern for cost. Smell the luxury around you, the scent of new cars, fresh leather, fine dining. Touch the softness of the life you've created, the comfort of the best clothing, the stillness of your own properties, the weight of money in your hand. Sense it all with the fullness of imagination, because that fullness is the creative act. And the creative act, when persisted in, must become the fact. When doubt arises, when the old story whispers that maybe this is too good, maybe it is impossible, silence it. Remind yourself, I am a multi-millionaire. This is not wishful thinking. This is identity. This is truth. The old self who questioned, the old self who struggled, the old self who measured reality by bank balances. He is gone. He has no place here. You live now as the new self, the wealthy self, the abundant self. That self does not beg. That self commands. That self does not chase. That self attracts. That self does not wonder if it will happen. That self knows it has happened. Persist as that self and watch the outer scene bend to you like clay in the hands of a sculptor. Your speech, your posture, your choices, all reveal the state you live in. Let them reveal wealth. When you walk, walk as though the ground itself is honored to carry you. When you speak, let your words carry the calm of one who already possesses. When you sit, sit with the ease of someone who lacks nothing. When you think, think not from hunger, but from fullness. Do this not as an act of pretense, but as the natural expression of who you are. And soon the world must acknowledge you as you acknowledge yourself. For no one can deny the man who will not deny himself. I am a multi-millionaire. Say it until every cell of your body vibrates with agreement. Say it until your heartbeat matches the rhythm of abundance. Say it until there is no part of you left to argue against it. Let it become so natural, so normal, that you wonder how you ever thought otherwise. Let it define you. Let it shape you. Let it carry you. And as you persist, as you dwell in this state, as you refuse to move from it, you will see that the invisible has become visible. The inner claim has become outer evidence, and what you once thought was a dream is revealed to be the truth of who you have always been. I am a multi-millionaire, and because I am, everything in my life aligns to this truth. It is not something I strive for. It is not something I stretch my hands toward in desperation. It is not a hope that maybe one day fortune will look kindly on me. It is a fact, and because it is a fact, it commands everything else to bow before it. The world responds not to what I wish, but to what I know. And I know with absolute certainty that wealth is mine, that abundance surrounds me, that prosperity flows through me like air through my lungs. I no longer try to convince myself. I no longer negotiate with doubt. I stand firm in the recognition that my very identity is one of riches, power, and limitless supply. I am a multi-millionaire. This truth is so rooted within me that nothing can shake it, nothing can move me, nothing can deny me. I see it now in every corner of my existence. When I walk down the street, I feel the world recognize me as one who is wealthy. When I sit in silence, I feel the vibration of wealth humming through me like a current of electricity. When I speak, my words carry the energy of someone who has more than enough, someone who overflows, someone who creates not from need but from abundance. Every movement of mine, every breath, every glance is marked by this knowing. I am a multi-millionaire. I look at the world and it mirrors back to me my belief. Opportunities arise, doors open, resources multiply because I have anchored myself in this identity. The world is a faithful servant and I am the master who commands with my state of being. I live as though nothing is withheld from me because nothing is withheld from me. Wealth is not scarce, it is infinite. Money is not something hard to acquire, it is energy that bends to my intention. Abundance is not limited to the lucky few, it is the birthright of the one who accepts it. And I have accepted it fully. I have claimed it with my mind, I have embodied it with my heart, I have declared it with my words. And because I have claimed it, life cannot help but arrange itself to reflect that claim. The millions are mine now, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. I rest in this awareness and the peace of it washes over me like a tide. I no longer chase, I attract. I no longer doubt, I know. I no longer beg, I declare. I picture myself in moments of my daily life and each moment affirms my wealth. I wake up in a home that radiates abundance, a space that whispers luxury, a place where everything reflects the richness of my state. I walk through rooms that are mine, filled with beauty, filled with comfort, filled with evidence that I am supplied beyond measure. I stand at windows and look out at landscapes that belong to me, whether it is the view of the city skyline from the top floor of my building or the calm expanse of ocean from my beachfront property. My life is filled with symbols of wealth, but more than the symbols, it is filled with the feeling of freedom, of limitless possibility, of unshakable security. I am a multi-millionaire, and I live as one. When I interact with others, I see how my wealth flows outward. I give generously, without hesitation, without fear of running out. I share because I overflow. My wealth touches others, lifts them, inspires them, transforms them. I am not burdened by the thought of giving, because what I give only multiplies. I am the source of blessing to others, because I am blessed beyond measure. I speak of abundance and people feel it in my presence. I walk into rooms and the atmosphere shifts because I carry with me the energy of someone who knows himself as rich. Not rich only in money, but rich in opportunities, rich in freedom, rich in the awareness of being the creator of his life. This is who I am. This is what I embody. I am a multi-millionaire. Every choice I make now flows from this truth. I do not think like one who lacks, I think like one who owns. I do not act from limitation, I act from freedom. My investments, my ventures, my relationships all reflect the certainty of my wealth. When I see possibilities, I know they are mine to take. When I hear of opportunities, I recognize them as extensions of my state. When I encounter challenges, I know they are already dissolved, for the wealthy mind sees solutions where others see obstacles. I am never worried, never desperate, never uncertain. I know who I am, and because I know who I am, everything bends to fit that knowledge. My imagination is the treasure house from which my millions flow. I sit in silence and see myself signing contracts, shaking hands, depositing sums that others can only dream of. I see myself on planes flying first class. I see myself at resorts where I am treated as royalty. I see myself entering places of influence where wealth recognizes wealth. and every image I hold becomes alive, because imagination is creation, and I persist in imagining until it hardens into fact. The world outside is simply the shadow of the world inside, and inside, I am already the possessor of millions. I have already received. I have already claimed. The outer must follow, for it has no choice. There are moments when the old story tries to whisper, moments when the memory of lack tries to intrude. But I silence it. I remind myself that the past is powerless. The only power lies in the present declaration. And in the present, I declare I am a multi-millionaire. That is the only truth I hold, and that is the only truth that matters. My attention does not wander to what I do not want. My attention remains fixed on what I am. And what I am is wealthy, abundant, rich beyond measure. This persistence is the secret. This unwavering stance is the force that transforms everything. I do not move from my place of knowing, and because I do not move, life must move to match me. I feel the joy of spending freely, without fear, without hesitation. I feel the thrill of watching my investments grow, the calmness of knowing that I am always supported, the confidence of being financially untouchable. I feel the pride of seeing my family and loved ones thrive because of the abundance I embody. I feel the satisfaction of contributing to causes I care about, of making a difference because I have the means to do so. Every feeling confirms what I know. I am a multi-millionaire, and every confirmation deepens my faith until doubt becomes impossible. This is my identity now. This is who I am. I stand taller, I speak clearer, I move with certainty because I no longer wonder who I am. I am not waiting to become, I am already. I am not reaching for wealth, I am wealth. I am not pursuing abundance, I am abundance. I am a multi-millionaire, and everything in my life testifies to this truth. My bank accounts show it, my lifestyle shows it, my relationships show it, my peace of mind shows it. The evidence piles up, but the evidence is only the shadow of what I already knew. For I did not wait for proof before believing. I believed first, I accepted first, I embodied first, and then proof came rushing in like a flood. I shaped the inner world and the outer bowed. I am a multi-millionaire, and because I am, nothing is impossible for me. I look at projects and see them completed. I look at ideas and see them funded. I look at ventures and see them thriving. I look at my life and see it expanding endlessly. There is no ceiling for me, no cap, no limit. The millions are only the beginning. For what is a million to the infinite? What is wealth to one who knows himself as the source of wealth? I am not bound by numbers, though I use them to describe myself. The truth is larger than numbers. The truth is abundance without measure. But to speak in the language of this world, I say I am a multi-millionaire, and it is enough for the world to understand what I mean. Every day I sink deeper into this identity, and every day the world responds more vividly. I see new opportunities come from directions I did not expect. I meet people who connect me to greater wealth. I stumble upon ideas that bring me expansion. I receive gifts, surprises, sudden windfalls, because I have accepted wealth as natural to me. It is no longer a surprise to me when money flows. It is the most natural thing in the world. Just as air flows into my lungs without effort, money flows into my life without struggle. I no longer ask how, I simply know it is so. And that knowing is enough to keep the supply endless. I am a multi-millionaire, and as I say it, I feel the reality of it pulsing through me, undeniable, unshakable, eternal. It is my truth, my state, my identity. Nothing can take it from me, because nothing gave it to me except myself. I declared it, and in declaring it, I became it. I wear it as naturally as I wear my name, and the world must address me accordingly. I am a multi-millionaire, and as I breathe in this moment, I feel the certainty of it fill every fiber of my being. It is not a thought that drifts in and out of my mind. It is the core of who I am. I wear it like skin. I carry it like breath. I live it as naturally as I exist. The millions are not something I wait for. They are not something I chase. They are the reflection of who I am. And because I am this, I live free. I live expansive. I live as though the universe itself bends to place treasure in my hands. I know no struggle, for struggle is the child of lack, and lack has no home in me. I know no worry, for worry belongs to those who doubt, and I cannot doubt. I know no limitation, for limitation exists only to those who forget who they are, and I will never forget again. I am a multi-millionaire, and this truth is written on my soul. Everywhere I look, I see confirmation of this truth. The world rises to greet me with opportunities, with resources, with prosperity unfolding like a flower. I see signs of abundance in every encounter, in every moment, in every breath. I know that I am the cause, and life is the effect. I know that what I accept within must appear without. I know that my inner declaration carries the authority to mold the very substance of reality. So I remain fixed in the knowing that I am rich beyond measure. I walk into a room and the energy shifts to meet me because I am wealth personified. I stand before challenges and they dissolve because the wealthy self does not meet resistance with fear, but with mastery. I speak of my life and I speak as one who has already received all that he could desire. My tone, my posture, my energy, all reveal the identity I have claimed. I am a multi-millionaire. I see myself living the life that wealth provides, and I know it is not imagination for the sake of escape. It is imagination for the sake of creation. I stand before vehicles that shine under the sun, vehicles that are mine, not because I strive, but because I am. I walk through properties that carry my signature, that reflect my taste, that showcase my abundance. I sit at tables with the influential, with the powerful, with the creative, because wealth attracts wealth, abundance attracts abundance, greatness attracts greatness. And I belong there, not as a guest, not as an intruder, but as one of them, as one who has risen because he has always been risen. I am not trying to fit in, I am simply living as who I am. I am a multi-millionaire, and nothing could be more natural. In the quiet of the night, when the world stills, I do not wonder how my wealth will come. I do not toss in bed worrying about bills. I do not run through calculations of survival. I do not fear the future. I close my eyes in complete peace, knowing that everything is already mine. I drift to sleep in the comfort of abundance, and I awaken in the morning renewed in the certainty of it. My days begin not with desperation, but with gratitude. Gratitude because I am already supplied. Gratitude because I am already wealthy. Gratitude because life cannot withhold from me what I have already accepted. Every morning I rise with the mindset of a multi-millionaire, and that mindset shapes the day ahead until the day itself mirrors my wealth. I no longer measure myself by temporary appearances, for I know appearances are nothing more than the delayed shadow of what I once believed. I do not bow to them. I do not let them dictate my faith. I bow only to what I know, and what I know is that I am rich beyond what numbers can measure. I declare my wealth in the face of circumstances, and the circumstances must yield. I remain steadfast, unshaken, unmovable, for the one who knows himself does not need evidence before believing. He knows, and because he knows, the evidence must come. I know, and because I know, the millions have already gathered themselves in my life. They cannot resist me, for they belong to me. They answer to me. They are me. I imagine the experiences I live now as a multi-millionaire, and they fill me with joy. I see myself traveling where I wish, not as an escape, but as an expression of freedom. I see myself surrounded by beauty in every form, art, design, architecture, nature, all available to me because I can afford to bring beauty closer. I see myself in spaces of relaxation where time bends to my command, where my only occupation is enjoying the abundance I already own. I see myself giving, not to impress, not to prove, but because I overflow. I see myself uplifting lives, changing futures, sowing into others, because wealth has made me a vessel through which abundance flows into the world. I see myself living in alignment with my truest nature, which is infinite, abundant, and free. I am a multi-millionaire, and nothing less could ever describe me. Every step I take is the step of a wealthy man. Every glance I give is the glance of abundance. Every breath I draw is filled with the certainty of riches. I am clothed in confidence, crowned in prosperity, grounded in faith. I no longer lean on effort alone, I lean on knowing. I no longer fear loss, I know that I cannot lose. I no longer hope for wealth, I declare it as mine. And in this declaration I have already won. The world delivers because I command. Life yields because I persist. Reality shifts because I refuse to move. I am the anchor, and the world swirls around me in response to the anchor I have set. That anchor is my wealth, my abundance, my millions. It is fixed, it is certain, it is eternal. When I speak to myself, I remind myself of the truth, not because I need to convince, but because I love to hear it. I love to feel it echo in my chest. I love to let it roll across my tongue like the sweetest of words. I am a multi-millionaire. I feel it with warmth. I feel it with pride. I feel it with joy. These words are not empty affirmations. They are sacred declarations. They are my identity, and when I speak them, I am not asking, I am proclaiming. I am not wishing, I am stating. I am not reaching, I am standing. And as I stand in this identity, life itself bows to greet me, pouring riches into my hands, wealth into my accounts, opportunities into my path. For the one who knows himself as wealthy cannot remain without wealth. It must come. It must flow. It must reveal itself. And it does. I look back at the old story, the days of struggle, the days of questioning, the days of limitation, and I see them now as shadows, powerless, unreal. They were only sustained by my belief, and the moment I withdrew belief, they dissolved. I no longer live there. I no longer give them life. I live here in the abundance I have chosen, in the wealth I have claimed, in the identity I have embraced. And from here, there is no going back. I am not visiting wealth temporarily. I am wealth permanently. I am not dipping my toes into abundance. I am submerged in it. I am not borrowing prosperity. I own it eternally. I am a multi-millionaire, and nothing can change that. As I move forward, I see endless expansion. I see wealth multiplying. I see opportunities compounding. I see prosperity deepening. My millions are only the beginning, for wealth breeds wealth. Abundance multiplies abundance, and the state of being rich cannot remain stagnant. It grows, it flourishes, it overflows. My life is a river of prosperity, and it never runs dry. The more I declare, the more I receive. The more I embody, the more I attract. The more I give, the more I multiply. And so I remain in the flow, never questioning, never resisting, always receiving, always overflowing. This is my natural state. This is who I am. I am a multi-millionaire. I am a multi-millionaire, and because I know this, because I live this, because I breathe this, the entire universe rearranges itself to confirm it. The world around me is nothing more than the mirror of the truth I hold within, and the truth I hold is abundance beyond measure. I am no longer one who waits for signs, no longer one who looks to the horizon for hope, no longer one who doubts whether the dream will arrive. I am the dream already fulfilled. I am the answer already given. I am the wealth already manifested. I live now as the one I once longed to be, and in living as him, life has no choice but to shape itself to match me. I am a multi-millionaire, and every detail of my life reflects that identity. I rise in the morning and I feel it in my bones. I feel it in the ease with which I carry myself, in the calmness of knowing that nothing is withheld from me, in the security that comes from endless supply. I feel it in the silence of my thoughts, where no fear lingers, where no anxiety takes root, where only certainty lives. I step into each day as one who has already won, as one who walks in victory, as one who knows that life is his to command. My wealth is not fragile, my abundance is not temporary, my prosperity is not conditional. It is who I am, and because it is who I am, it is eternal, unshakable, infinite. I am a multi-millionaire, and my very breath confirms it. Everywhere I go, life honors me. Doors open not because I beg, but because I belong. Opportunities appear not because I chase them, but because they are drawn to me. Money flows not because I strain, but because it seeks me out. I am a magnet to abundance, and everything good in this world finds me with ease. I do not wonder if it will come. I know it cannot resist me. I do not hope that it will arrive. I know it already has. I am the cause, and wealth is the effect. I am the center, and prosperity is the orbit. I am the declaration, and millions are the response. I am a multi-millionaire, and nothing in this world can deny me. I walk into spaces and I feel the difference. My energy announces me before I speak. My presence shifts atmospheres before I move. People recognize it without words. The calmness, the confidence, the certainty of one who owns his reality. They do not need to ask, they sense it. I do not need to prove, I embody it. This is the nature of wealth. It is felt before it is seen. It is believed before it is counted. It is known before it is shown. And I know it with such strength that the evidence cannot help but materialize in my world. The millions in my accounts, the properties in my name, the ventures under my hand, the luxuries that surround me. All of these are nothing more than reflections of the identity I never let go of. I am a multi-millionaire, and all of life echoes my declaration. When I spend with freedom. I do not clutch, I do not hesitate, I do not worry. I know that money is infinite, that it circulates endlessly, that every dollar that leaves me returns multiplied. I spend as one who has plenty, because I do. I give as one who overflows, because I do. I invest as one who cannot lose, because I cannot. I no longer think in terms of lack. I no longer fear depletion. I no longer imagine scarcity. I live in the knowing that supply is unending, that abundance is my nature, that prosperity is my inheritance. And because I live this way, my wealth expands without limit. It grows as naturally as breath, multiplies as effortlessly as thought, flows as endlessly as time. I am a multi-millionaire, and my wealth only increases. In my imagination, I walk through every detail of my life, and I know it is not fantasy. It is reality in its purest form. I see myself signing contracts that bring millions more. I see myself traveling first class, welcomed as though the world has prepared itself just for me. I see myself standing on properties I own, smiling as I look around at the fruit of my wealth. I see myself inspiring others, speaking words that remind them that abundance belongs to them too. And as I see these things, I know they are not far, not someday, not eventual, they are now. Imagination is the seed, and I plant it daily, joyfully, persistently. And as I plant, the harvest comes. The millions I claim in my mind blossom into millions I hold in my hand. The wealth I accept within becomes the wealth I live without. This is the law, this is the truth, this is the way of life. I am a multi-millionaire, and my world cannot help but prove it. I do not entertain the voice of doubt. When it tries to whisper, I silence it with truth. When it tries to remind me of the past, I remind it that the past is dead. When it tries to show me appearances, I remind it that appearances are powerless before identity. I know who I am, and because I know, nothing can move me. My persistence is unbreakable, my faith is immovable, my certainty is eternal. I remain fixed, and because I remain fixed, everything bends to me. Wealth cannot pass me by, abundance cannot overlook me, prosperity cannot deny me. They are bound to me by the very nature of who I am. I am a multi-millionaire, and to deny me would be to deny the law itself. I feel the richness of my life in every sense. I taste it in the foods I enjoy. I see it in the beauty that surrounds me. I hear it in the music of laughter and joy that fills my days. I touch it in the luxuries that belong to me. I smell it in the fragrances of places most only dream of visiting. My senses are saturated with evidence of abundance, and my soul is drenched in the awareness of wealth. It is all around me. It is within me. It is me. I cannot separate myself from it, for we are one. I am not reaching for millions. I am millions embodied. I am not striving for abundance. I am abundance alive. I am a multi-millionaire, and there is no part of me that doubts it. I reflect on what it means to live this way, and I see that wealth has given me more than money. It has given me freedom, freedom to move, to choose, to create, to give. It has given me peace, peace in knowing I am supported, secure, untouchable. It has given me joy, joy in experiencing life at its fullest, joy in knowing that nothing is withheld from me, joy in giving to others what they once thought impossible. It has given me expansion, expansion of vision, of opportunities, of influence. I live larger because I am larger. I dream bigger because I am bigger. I give more because I have more. Wealth has not only filled my accounts, it has expanded my soul. I am a multi-millionaire, and the richness of this truth permeates every corner of my being. I no longer chase after success, success chases me. I no longer plead for opportunities, opportunities line themselves at my door. I no longer look for doors to open, doors swing wide before I arrive. I no longer struggle to prove myself, the world already knows. My wealth has made me a beacon, and all that aligns with wealth finds its way to me. This is not effort, this is flow. This is not chance, this is law. This is not hope, this is certainty. I am a multi-millionaire, and life itself is bound to my declaration. When I see others living in lack, I no longer see limitation for myself. I no longer compare, I no longer question. I bless them with the awareness of who I am, knowing that in my abundance, they can see their own possibility. I shine as proof that it can be done, that it can be lived, that it can be claimed. My wealth is not selfish, it is light. It is a demonstration of what is possible. And as I live it more fully, I remind others that they too can step into abundance, they too can embrace prosperity, they too can live as who they really are. I am a multi-millionaire, and in embodying this truth, I lift others toward their own. As I continue on this path, I see that there is no end. Wealth is not a destination, it is a journey without limit. Abundance is not a goal, it is an eternal unfolding. Prosperity is not a finish line, it is an endless expansion. I live in that expansion, growing, multiplying, increasing, without ceiling, without boundary, without end. My millions multiply into more, my influence spreads wider, my opportunities grow greater. And yet, in all of it, I remain at peace, for I know that none of it is outside of me. It is all a reflection of who I am, and who I am is eternal wealth. Who I am is limitless abundance. Who I am is infinite prosperity. Who I am now and always is a multi-millionaire. I am a multi-millionaire, and the more I dwell on this truth, the more natural it feels, the more effortless it becomes, the more it permeates every aspect of my existence. It is no longer something I repeat to myself as though trying to believe it. It is something that arises from me as naturally as the beating of my heart. I do not have to force it. I do not have to strain to maintain it. I do not have to cling to it with fear of losing it. It is me, it is who I am, it is the only reality I know. I am a multi-millionaire, and life can do nothing but confirm that truth at every turn. The evidence grows stronger, the signs more vivid, the experiences richer, because I no longer waver between two identities. I have chosen, and in choosing, I have become. The world bends to the certainty of the one who refuses to doubt. I do not look at circumstances and let them dictate my belief. I let my belief dictate my circumstances. I do not wait for money to appear in my hand before I feel wealthy. I feel wealthy and the money appears. I do not measure my worth by temporary conditions. I measure my conditions by the worth I know within myself. And because I know I am a multi-millionaire, my world is saturated with proof. My accounts rise, my opportunities multiply, my lifestyle expands. But these are all only shadows of the greater truth that wealth is my essence, abundance is my identity, prosperity is my being. I move through the world differently now. There is a calmness in my steps, a confidence in my voice, a certainty in my decisions. I do not hesitate, for hesitation is the language of doubt, and I do not know doubt. I do not rush, for rushing is the language of fear, and I do not know fear. I do not shrink, for shrinking is the language of lack, and I do not know lack. I walk with certainty, I speak with authority, I live with freedom. Everything about me radiates the energy of one who is complete, full, overflowing. And because I radiate it, life responds to me in kind. The wealthy self I embody becomes the wealthy world I live in. I imagine constantly, not because I am desperate to escape reality, but because I know imagination is the womb of reality. When I imagine myself handling millions, I know I am not pretending, I am creating. When I imagine myself walking through properties that belong to me, I know I am not daydreaming, I am planting seeds. When I imagine myself being celebrated for my success, I know I am not fantasizing, I am rehearsing what is already mine. I dwell on these images with joy, with persistence, with certainty, and as I do, they harden into fact. My inner world becomes my outer world, my inner knowing becomes my outer proof, my inner wealth becomes my outer millions. This is not theory, it is law. This is not possibility, it is reality. I am a multi-millionaire, and my imagination is the endless source of my riches. I feel my wealth in every detail of my life. I feel it when I step into the car that belongs to me, when I sit at the table of abundance, when I travel across the world without hesitation. I feel it in the softness of the clothes I wear, the comfort of the homes I own, the quality of the life I live. I feel it in the security that no bill can threaten me, that no expense can unsettle me, that no financial storm can touch me. I feel it in the power to choose what I want without compromise, to live how I wish without restriction, to give when I am moved without hesitation. My wealth is not only measured in numbers, it is measured in freedom, in peace, in joy, in power. And by all these measures, I am overflowing. I am a multi-millionaire, and the richness of my life proves it endlessly. When I encounter others, I see how my wealth shines through me. People feel it in my presence. They sense it in my energy. They recognize it in my confidence. I do not have to announce it. It is self-evident. My wealth makes me magnetic, and I attract relationships, partnerships, and connections that multiply my abundance. I inspire others without trying, for they look at me and see what is possible. I give generously without fear, for I know I cannot run out. I uplift others because I overflow, and in uplifting them, I am lifted even higher. My wealth is not selfish. It is abundant enough to touch lives around me, to transform situations, to open doors for others. I am a multi-millionaire, and my wealth blesses not only me, but everyone connected to me. I look back at the path behind me, and I see that every struggle, every moment of lack, every doubt was nothing more than a temporary dream, a false identity I once wore. That self no longer exists. I have shed the skin of poverty, the mask of struggle, the chains of limitation. I stand now in my true form, revealed as abundance itself, as prosperity itself, as wealth itself. And because I have embraced this truth fully, the old story can never return. I will never again be the person who wondered if it was possible. I will never again be the person who begged for a breakthrough. I will never again be the person who feared tomorrow. That self is gone forever. I am now and always a multi-millionaire, and nothing in existence can alter that truth. Every day that passes, I see my millions multiplying, my abundance expanding, my influence growing. It is not by effort alone, though I act when inspired. It is by the power of knowing. It is by the certainty that I already am what I claim to be. And because I claim it, life obeys. It rushes to deliver, it conspires to provide, it bends to confirm. My state is wealth, my state is abundance, my state is prosperity. And the outer world, being nothing more than the shadow of my inner state, must reflect what I have chosen. I am a multi-millionaire, and life cannot resist me. I envision the future, and I see endless growth. I see my wealth multiplying into realms beyond millions, into levels beyond what words can capture. I see my influence reaching farther, my impact touching more lives, my abundance overflowing in ways I have not yet imagined. But I also know that all of it is contained in the now, for the future is only the expansion of what I already am. And what I am is limitless. What I am is eternal abundance. What I am is infinite prosperity. The millions I claim are only the beginning, the first fruits of an unending harvest. I am a multi-millionaire, and there is no end to what I can receive, no boundary to what I can create, no limit to what I can be. I walk each day with gratitude, not the gratitude of longing, but the gratitude of possession. I am not grateful as one who hopes, I am grateful as one who already has. I am grateful for the millions in my accounts, for the properties I own, for the ventures that prosper, for the lifestyle I live. I am grateful for the peace, the freedom, the joy, the expansion. I am grateful because I know that what I acknowledge multiplies, and my gratitude multiplies my millions endlessly. I am a multi-millionaire, and gratitude is the song of my heart, the rhythm of my soul, the language of my wealth. And so I continue, fixed in this identity, unshakable in this truth, unstoppable in this flow. I live, I move, I breathe as the multi-millionaire I am, and life bows to me with riches unending. I am a multi-millionaire, and with each passing moment, this truth grows stronger, more tangible, more alive within me. I do not wait for confirmation. I do not seek approval. I do not doubt the power of what I am. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am prosperity itself. I move through life with the awareness that everything I need, everything I desire, everything I have ever dreamed of is already within my grasp. I am a multi-millionaire, and I do not grasp, I receive. I do not strive, I flow. I do not hope, I know. The universe itself conspires to prove the identity I hold, and all of existence aligns to make it visible. I see opportunities everywhere because I have become the opportunity itself. I walk into a room and wealth greets me, recognizes me, honors me. Deals, ventures, possibilities, alliances, they all present themselves to me with ease because I am ready, because I am worthy, because I am already wealthy. My mind no longer dwells on lack or limitation, for I know that the world outside is nothing but a reflection of the world within, and within me there is only abundance. I am a multi-millionaire, and everything I touch becomes confirmation of this truth. Money is drawn to me, not by chance, not by struggle, but by the irresistible force of my knowing. I imagine freely, and in my imagination, I live the life of wealth completely. I see my bank accounts overflowing, my investments flourishing, my ventures expanding across cities, nations, continents. I see myself traveling freely, enjoying the finest experiences, walking through homes and spaces that embody my prosperity. I see people celebrating my success, not out of envy, but in awe and recognition of the law that abundance belongs to those who know it. I live these moments vividly in my mind, and as I do, they solidify in reality. What I imagine with certainty, what I feel with conviction becomes inevitable. I am a multi-millionaire, and my imagination is the blueprint of my wealth. I act from this identity, and every action I take reflects the truth I hold. I invest wisely, not out of fear, but out of knowing. I give generously, not out of obligation, but out of overflow. I make decisions with clarity, not out of confusion, but out of the certainty of the prosperous self I am. Every step I take, every choice I make, reinforces the reality of my millions. I do not hesitate, I do not falter, I do not question. I am fixed in my identity, immovable in my knowing, unstoppable in my flow. I am a multi-millionaire, and my life is the living proof of this fact. I do not fear loss, for I know loss is impossible to one who is already wealthy. Money is not a finite resource, abundance is limitless. Every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied. Every opportunity I embrace opens doors to countless more. Every act of giving expands my wealth infinitely. Scarcity is an illusion, limitation is a shadow, lack is a dream that no longer touches me. I am the reality of abundance, the embodiment of prosperity, the living proof of endless supply. I am a multi-millionaire, and my wealth cannot be diminished because it is infinite in essence. I live each day with gratitude, not for what I hope to receive, but for what I already have. I am grateful for the millions in my accounts, for the ventures that thrive, for the properties I own, for the freedom I enjoy. I am grateful for the joy, the peace, the clarity, the security that wealth brings. My gratitude amplifies my abundance, for the universe responds to the vibration I emit. I am a multi-millionaire, and gratitude is the language of my soul, the echo of my prosperity, the rhythm of my life. I no longer fear comparison, for I know that my wealth is unique to me. I no longer compete, for abundance is not a contest. I no longer envy, for prosperity cannot be diminished by another's gain. I live in the certainty that my millions are mine, my success is mine, my freedom is mine. And in this certainty, I move with ease, I act with confidence, I speak with authority, I live with joy. I am a multi-millionaire, and the universe itself respects the sovereignty of my abundance. I imagine the future with boldness, for I know that the future is only the extension of my present knowing. I see my wealth multiplying beyond imagination, my influence expanding beyond borders, my impact touching lives in ways that cannot yet be measured. I see freedom so complete, so effortless, so expansive that life becomes a playground of infinite possibilities. And I feel it now, as though it is happening in this very moment. The millions, the opportunities, the success, all of it is here because I already am. I am a multi-millionaire, and the future is the unfolding of what I already embody. I inspire others effortlessly, for my wealth is not hidden, it is not hoarded, it is not diminished by sharing. I give, I teach, I guide, I uplift, and in doing so, my own prosperity expands further. My life is a testament to the law of abundance, proof that wealth belongs to those who know it, live it, and embody it fully. People are drawn to my energy, opportunities are drawn to my being, money is drawn to my existence, because all that is aligned with abundance recognizes its own in me. I am a multi-millionaire, and my presence is a beacon of limitless wealth. I see that every experience, every challenge, every encounter has served to solidify this truth. Nothing that appeared as lack or limitation ever touched my essence. I am untouched by scarcity, unshaken by fear, undeterred by doubt. I have become the identity of wealth itself, and all life must respond. Every obstacle is a doorway, every delay is an invitation, every question is a reminder of my certainty. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world moves in accordance with my knowing. I live in the joy of abundance. I do not wait for tomorrow. I do not wish for later. I do not hope for someday. I live in the delight of wealth now. Every smile, every laugh, every sensation is infused with the richness of prosperity. I am surrounded by beauty, comfort, freedom, and power because I am wealth, and wealth cannot exist apart from itself. I am a multi-millionaire, and my life is a celebration of infinite abundance. I take bold steps because I am fearless. I take inspired actions because I am aligned. I make decisions with clarity because I know the universe conspires in my favor because I am the embodiment of the force that calls it to action. Everything I touch prospers, everything I encounter flourishes, everything I imagine manifests. I am a multi-millionaire, and my certainty is the engine that drives the infinite flow of abundance into my life. I envision my millions not as numbers on a page, but as freedom in motion, as joy in living, as power to create, as proof of infinite possibility. I feel it in my body, in my mind. I know it with every fiber of my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world around me bends, shifts, and conforms to the reality I hold. Every experience, every opportunity, every encounter confirms it. My wealth is inevitable because I am inevitable. I move through life as a magnet, attracting all that aligns with my prosperity. Money finds me, opportunities find me, partnerships find me, experiences find me. Nothing resists the force of my knowing. Every day my millions grow, my abundance expands, my life flourishes more fully than the day before. I am a multi-millionaire, and the river of wealth flows through me without end. I am a multi-millionaire, and every cell of my body vibrates with the energy of wealth. My thoughts, my emotions, my actions all align perfectly with the state of abundance. I no longer chase money. I no longer negotiate for it. I no longer pray for it. I am it. Money flows to me naturally, effortlessly, irresistibly, because I am already wealth incarnate. I walk through life with the unshakable certainty that nothing can take this from me, for abundance is not an external object. It is the essence of who I am. I am a multi-millionaire, and this identity cannot be altered, challenged, or diminished. It exists eternally within me, and the universe itself must reflect it. Every opportunity I encounter is a reflection of my wealth, a confirmation of the millions I claim, a mirror of the abundance I embody. Doors open without resistance, connections present themselves without effort, and ideas flourish into reality without struggle. I do not doubt the presence of my millions. I do not question the evidence of abundance in my life. It is everywhere, in every detail, in every experience, in every encounter. I am a multi-millionaire, and life moves to honor that truth with precision, ease, and beauty. I feel my wealth in the richness of every moment. When I rise in the morning, the world already recognizes my prosperity. Every breath I take carries the vibration of abundance. Every thought I entertain strengthens the proof of my millions. Every action I take unfolds naturally from the certainty of my identity as a multi-millionaire. I do not push, I do not strive, I do not struggle, I receive, I flow, I embody. My life is a living demonstration that what I am on the inside manifests fully on the outside. I am a multi-millionaire, and every experience confirms the depth and power of my knowing. I imagine constantly, not as one who hopes or wishes, but as one who already possesses. I see myself managing vast wealth with ease. I see myself making decisions that expand my fortune effortlessly. I see myself giving generously and watching my prosperity multiply. I do not merely visualize, I dwell in the reality of it. I feel the millions as though they exist now, as though they have always existed, as though they are inseparable from my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and the law of my imagination makes the imagined real without delay, without resistance, without fail. I give freely, not because I fear loss, but because I know that giving is the natural expression of wealth. I share with joy, I invest with vision, I help with love, and in doing so, my abundance expands even further. My millions are not limited by boundaries, they are infinite, and they grow as I move through life aligned with this truth. I am a multi-millionaire, and my generosity is the proof of my limitless supply, the reflection of my overflowing essence, the manifestation of abundance without end. I walk through life with grace and confidence, for I know my millions are a part of me, inseparable from my being. I am calm in the presence of others, knowing that the universe conspires to deliver my desires. I am bold in my decisions, knowing that every choice I make is aligned with my wealth. I am joyful in every circumstance, knowing that abundance is my birthright and nothing can take it from me. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world around me is a mirror reflecting the truth of who I am. I see opportunities that others overlook. I recognize possibilities that others miss. I act on inspiration that others ignore. My wealth sharpens my perception, expands my vision, and increases my discernment. I move through life with effortless success, not because the world is easy, but because I am aligned with the power of abundance that guides every action, every thought, every step. I am a multi-millionaire, and life itself responds to the certainty I hold with unwavering obedience. I do not fear setbacks, for setbacks cannot touch one who already possesses. Every challenge, every obstacle, every temporary difficulty is merely a reflection of old thought, old belief, old illusion. I move through them effortlessly, knowing they cannot alter my identity. I am a multi-millionaire, and no circumstance, no condition, no temporary event can diminish the wealth that is my essence. My abundance is eternal, infinite, unshakable, unstoppable, and complete. I dwell in the sensation of millions. I feel it in my heart, in my mind, in my body. I see it in my surroundings, in my experiences, in the lives I touch. My wealth is not external, it is internal. It is the vibration I carry, the reality I embody, the truth I live. I am a multi-millionaire, and every expression of my life, every thought, every action, every moment confirms this undeniable truth. I envision the future boldly, knowing that the millions I hold now are only the beginning of endless expansion. I see opportunities multiplying, wealth flowing from countless sources, freedom expanding without limit. I see influence growing, impact deepening, joy multiplying, and abundance overflowing in every direction. I do not wait for it, I live it now. I am a multi-millionaire, and the future is the natural extension of the certainty, power, and richness I already embody. I inspire, uplift, and guide, for my wealth radiates and calls forth more of itself. I attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that expand my fortune with ease. I give generously, act boldly, and live joyfully, knowing that prosperity cannot be contained, only expressed. I am a multi-millionaire, and my existence alone proves the law of abundance, the reality of infinite wealth, and the power of unwavering belief. I am untouched by scarcity, unshaken by fear, undisturbed by doubt. The millions I am become are an unstoppable force in my life. Every day confirms this reality, every moment reinforces it, every encounter solidifies it. I am a multi-millionaire, and life itself bends to the certainty of my knowing, aligning all that exists with the truth I embody. I dwell in the richness of now. I do not wait for tomorrow. I do not hope for later. I do not dream of someday. I live in the abundance that is present, immediate, and eternal. Every smile, every gesture, every experience is infused with the wealth that is my identity. I am a multi-millionaire, and the joy, freedom, and expansion I feel now are proof of the infinite abundance I carry. I act fearlessly because I am secure. I move decisively because I am certain. I think clearly because I know my power. Every decision, every choice, every movement flows from the knowing that I am already wealthy, already abundant, already complete. I am a multi-millionaire, and the universe itself conspires to honor the identity I claim, to reflect the prosperity I embody, and to expand the riches I hold. I see my millions not as currency alone, but as freedom, as power, as joy, as proof of infinite possibility. I feel them in every sensation, every thought, every heartbeat. I know them as inseparable from my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and the outer world is the natural manifestation of the inner reality I hold. Every circumstance, every encounter, every experience confirms this truth endlessly. I attract abundance naturally. Opportunities flow toward me, wealth finds me, partnerships align with me, experiences flourish around me. Nothing resists the force of my certainty. Each day my millions multiply. Each day my life expands. Each day my existence blossoms into greater expressions of the prosperity I embody. I am a multi-millionaire, and the river of wealth flows through me with infinite ease, boundless power, and unstoppable grace. I am a multi-millionaire, and every breath I take affirms the abundance that is mine. I do not think of wealth as something distant, uncertain, or difficult to obtain. Wealth is my state, my essence, my being. Every thought I entertain, every feeling I embrace, every action I take springs naturally from the certainty that I am already rich beyond measure. I do not wait for proof from the outside, because the proof exists in the depths of my knowing. I am a multi-millionaire, and this knowing is unshakable, unchanging, eternal. I see my life as an endless stream of opportunities for prosperity. Doors open before I even knock, invitations arrive without effort, and ventures prosper with ease because I move as one who is already wealthy. I do not compete for wealth. I do not struggle to claim it. I do not beg for it. I am wealth itself, and the world conforms to the identity I hold. I am a multi-millionaire, and my life is the living expression of my inner reality. I feel the millions in every part of me. I sense it in my heart, my mind, my body. I sense it in the way I speak, in the way I walk, in the way I interact with the world. Everything around me reflects my prosperity because my consciousness is that of abundance. I do not doubt, I do not waver, I do not question. I am a multi-millionaire, and every aspect of my life bears witness to the truth. I know wealth is my essence, my nature, my identity. I imagine freely, without hesitation, and in my imagination, I live the life of prosperity fully. I see my accounts overflowing, my investments multiplying, my business ventures expanding into new heights. I see myself traveling effortlessly, enjoying luxurious experiences, sharing wealth generously, and influencing the world in ways that only someone of infinite abundance can. I do not imagine to hope, I imagine to claim. I do not dream to wish, I dream to live. I am a multi-millionaire, and imagination is my tool, my proof, my reality. I act in alignment with my wealth. Every decision I make, every step I take, every interaction I engage in reflects the certainty of my millions. I act from the place of abundance, not from lack. I give generously, invest wisely, create expansively, and live joyfully. My actions are the natural result of my knowing, and they produce outcomes that confirm my identity as a multi-millionaire. I am wealth in motion, prosperity in action, abundance in existence. I do not fear loss, for I know that true wealth cannot be taken. Money, opportunities, possessions, they are all expressions of the infinite supply that is the universe itself. Scarcity is a concept of those who do not know their identity. I am not among them. I am a multi-millionaire, and my abundance is limitless, unstoppable, eternal. Every dollar I spend, every opportunity I seize, every gift I give returns to me multiplied, because the universe mirrors the fullness I embody. I live in gratitude, not for what I hope to receive, but for what I already possess. I am grateful for the millions that flow into my life, for the ventures that prosper, for the freedom and joy that wealth brings. Gratitude amplifies abundance, and I am the vibration of wealth itself. I am a multi-millionaire, and gratitude is the natural expression of the richness I am, the echo of the millions I hold, the rhythm of my prosperous life. I do not compare, I do not compete, I do not envy. My wealth is unique, infinite, and mine alone. No circumstance, no other person, no external event can diminish it. I am secure in my millions, confident in my abundance, radiant in my prosperity. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world respects the sovereignty of my wealth, bending and aligning effortlessly to the power I carry. I envision boldly. I see my wealth multiplying beyond imagination, my influence expanding beyond borders, my freedom increasing without limit. I see the joy, the luxury, the impact, the power of being a multi-millionaire, and I feel it now as though it is happening at this very moment. The millions exist not only in the future, but in the eternal now. I am a multi-millionaire, and the future is only the unfolding of what I already am. I inspire and uplift effortlessly. My wealth radiates outward, attracting opportunities, partnerships, and experiences that expand my prosperity. I give generously, share joyfully, and act boldly, knowing that abundance cannot be diminished by expression, it only grows. I am a multi-millionaire, and my life itself demonstrates the infinite law of wealth, the reality of abundance, the certainty of prosperity. I am untouched by lack, unshaken by fear, undisturbed by doubt. The millions I am become are unstoppable, inevitable, eternal. Every moment, every experience, every encounter affirms this truth. I am a multi-millionaire, and the universe itself bends to the certainty I hold, reflecting my wealth in every detail of my life. I dwell in the richness of the present. I do not wait, I do not hope, I do not wish. I live now in abundance, joy, freedom, and luxury. Every sensation, every smile, every act of life is infused with the prosperity I embody. I am a multi-millionaire, and the infinite riches of the universe flow through me without obstruction, without hesitation, without end. I act fearlessly because I am secure. I move decisively because I am certain. I think clearly because I know my power. Every decision, every step, every thought flows naturally from the awareness that I am already wealthy, already abundant, already complete. I am a multi-millionaire, and the universe honors the identity I claim, reflecting my prosperity in every corner of my life. I see my millions not as mere numbers, but as freedom, joy, power, and infinite possibility. I feel them in every cell, every thought, every heartbeat. They are inseparable from my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and the outer world is a perfect reflection of the inner reality I hold. Every circumstance, every experience, every encounter confirms this truth repeatedly, beautifully, inevitably. I attract abundance effortlessly. Opportunities seek me, wealth finds me, experiences align with me. Nothing resists the force of my certainty. Each day, my millions multiply. Each day, my life expands. Each day, my existence blossoms into greater expressions of prosperity. I am a multi-millionaire, and the river of wealth flows through me with unstoppable power, infinite ease, and eternal grace. I am a multi-millionaire, and the richness of my life radiates from within. I do not seek wealth, I am wealth. I do not need validation. My abundance validates itself through every experience. I do not wait for circumstances to prove my prosperity. It is already proven in the eternal truth of my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and every moment confirms the identity I hold with unwavering certainty. Every interaction I have is infused with the power of abundance. People are drawn to my energy, opportunities present themselves naturally, and ventures succeed effortlessly because the universe itself conspires in my favor. I do not negotiate for wealth. I do not struggle to claim it. I am the source, the origin, the living embodiment of abundance. I am a multi-millionaire, and life itself honors the certainty I carry, shaping every detail to mirror my prosperity. I feel my millions in the vibration of my being. I sense it in the joy that fills my heart, the clarity that guides my mind, and the ease that flows through my body. I feel it in every action I take, every thought I entertain, every choice I make. Wealth is not an external condition, it is my state of consciousness. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world reflects the richness I carry within. I imagine boldly, seeing my life overflowing with abundance. I live in the sensation of my millions as though they exist now, as though they have always existed, as though nothing could ever diminish them. I see my investments multiplying, my business endeavors thriving, my influence expanding, and my freedom growing without limit. I do not wish for this future. I live it in the present moment. I am a multi-millionaire, and imagination is my instrument for creating the tangible reality of my wealth. I give freely, not out of obligation, but because giving is the natural expression of my prosperity. I invest with wisdom, share with joy, and contribute with love. Each act of generosity expands my wealth, multiplies my influence, and deepens my connection to the infinite supply of the universe. I am a multi-millionaire, and every expression of giving is a reflection of the infinite abundance that is my essence. I walk with confidence and grace, knowing that my wealth is eternal. I do not fear scarcity. I do not doubt my power. I do not question my fortune. I am secure in my millions, unshakable in my prosperity, radiant in my abundance. I am a multi-millionaire, and the universe honors the certainty I carry, aligning everything in my life with the truth of who I am. I see opportunities where others see obstacles, possibilities where others see limitations, and solutions where others see problems. My wealth sharpens my perception, expands my vision, and guides my decisions with precision. I move through life with effortless success, not because the world is easy, but because I am aligned with the infinite power of abundance that directs every thought, every action, every step. I am a multi-millionaire, and life flows in perfect harmony with my knowing. I am undisturbed by temporary setbacks, for they cannot touch the millions I am. Challenges, difficulties, and obstacles are merely illusions that fade in the presence of my certainty. I move through them with ease, knowing that my identity as a multi-millionaire cannot be diminished. My abundance is infinite, unstoppable, and eternal. I am a multi-millionaire, and every experience strengthens the proof of my wealth and expands the evidence of my prosperity. I dwell fully in the sensation of my millions. I feel it in my heart, my mind, my body. I see it in every detail of my surroundings, in every interaction, in every moment. My wealth is not separate from me. It is the very essence of my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and every thought, every feeling, every action confirms this truth. I envision a future of limitless wealth, knowing that it is only the natural unfolding of the reality I already inhabit. I see opportunities multiplying, influence expanding, joy deepening, and freedom flowing without limit. I do not wait for this future, I embody it now. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world reflects the certainty, power, and richness that I carry within. I radiate abundance, attracting wealth, opportunities, and experiences effortlessly. I give generously, act boldly, and live joyfully, knowing that the prosperity I express only grows in response. I am a multi-millionaire, and my life demonstrates the eternal law of abundance, the undeniable reality of infinite wealth, and the unstoppable power of belief. I am untouched by fear, unshaken by doubt, and undisturbed by lack. The millions I embody are unstoppable and eternal. Every moment confirms this truth, every interaction strengthens it, and every experience reinforces it. I am a multi-millionaire, and the universe aligns effortlessly with the certainty I hold, reflecting my wealth in every detail of my life. I dwell in the richness of the present. I do not wait for tomorrow. I do not hope for later. I do not wish for someday. I live now in abundance, joy, freedom, and luxury. Every sensation, every smile, every experience is infused with the prosperity that is my identity. I am a multi-millionaire, and the infinite riches of the universe flow through me with ease, grace, and power. I act boldly because I am secure. I move decisively because I am certain. I think clearly because I know my power. Every decision, every choice, every action flows naturally from the awareness that I am already wealthy, already abundant, already complete. I am a multi-millionaire, and life itself responds to the identity I claim, shaping circumstances, opportunities, and experiences to mirror the wealth I embody. I see my millions not as currency alone, but as freedom, joy, power, and infinite possibility. I feel them in every cell, every thought, every heartbeat. They are inseparable from my being. I am a multi-millionaire, and the world around me is a perfect reflection of the inner reality I hold. Every moment, every encounter, every experience confirms this truth with perfect consistency. I attract wealth effortlessly. Opportunities, abundance, and prosperity flow naturally to me. Nothing resists the force of my knowing. Each day my millions multiply, each day my life expands, each day my existence blossoms into greater expressions of the abundance I embody. I am a multi-millionaire, and the river of prosperity flows through me without limit, without obstruction, and without end. I am secure, confident, and unshakable. I am a multi-millionaire, and every experience in my life is a reflection of the certainty, power, and richness that I carry. Every moment, every interaction, every thought affirms the undeniable truth. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am prosperity, I am infinite, and I am eternal. I am a multi-millionaire, and this truth is unshakable, eternal, and absolute. I do not borrow from tomorrow. I do not hope for later. I do not rely on circumstances. I am wealth itself, and the universe bends in harmony with the certainty I carry. Every moment, every thought, every breath radiates abundance, and the world mirrors the prosperity that flows from me. I am unstoppable, I am infinite, I am the living embodiment of wealth, and nothing can ever diminish the millions I am. I am a multi-millionaire, and my life stands as the undeniable, radiant proof that abundance is not earned, it is realized, it is lived, and it is eternal.